Protect us all. Late night knock and the sirens glow. Mama's crying while the cold winds blow. Papers in her hand saying sign right here, but the children hold tight when the heroes appear. Boots hit the pavement, truth in his eyes. The CPS Punisher hears every lie. Not for the money, not for the fame. He's standing for the families, calling his name. And beside him rides Queen Tiff strong, voice like thunder when the systems are wrong. Shield for the broken, hope for the weak, fighting for the parents too scared to speak. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just love for the children and the will to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they tried to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They'll fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's halls. Protect our children, protect us all.
In the shadows, in the shadows where justice burns, Tiff and the Punisher rise. Street lights flicker, the city's on fire. Tiff walks the line with a cold desire. Punisher's shadow, the hammer falls hard. No mercy for evil, they're playing their card. Through the alleys of pain and the rivers of blood, they hunt down the guilty, they're the judge and the flood. But every war needs a mind that can see, a voice in the chaos that cuts to the core. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Becca's the spark in the tactical storm, smart-ass remarks that keep the whole team reformed. Equations and evidence, she's cracking the code, while the Punisher's bullets write the final ode. Tiff holds the line with the fearless command. Together they're unstoppable, a punishing band. Becca won't rest till the puzzle is solved. She's right every time and the problem's resolved. When the world's gone mad and the answers won't bend, she'll dissect the chaos and break it again. Smart-ass brainiac, queer the fight. Tiff and the Punisher on the night. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever? Watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Tiff and the Punisher. Becca's got the answers. Justice never sleeps. They are taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stopped losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken. God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tack. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. The birds of a feather flock together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. Your judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior. Oh, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.
Ooh, that was a good one, Tiff. Oh, Tiff, you're
You're
frozen.
so funny. Am I
Oh, you were
frozen?
frozen. Oh, you're right now. You're good. You're moving. You're going. You were going well. What's up, Tiff? Happy
None.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I guess it's happy.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. Thanks for noticing me. You sound like Eeyore today.
Yeah.
Do you remember who Eeyore is, Tiff?
Who?
Eeyore.
Eeyore. No.
Winnie the Pooh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Eeyore. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You kind of remind me of Eeyore right now. Thanks for noticing me. What's going on, guys? Hello, Precious.
Ah.
Um,
Oh, you are so funny.
what there's a letter that I got today in my emails that I want to read. That need to be brought out to us and to our attention. And I'm gonna pull that up right here. It was sent to me by a new friend of mine, who's proven to be very good and valuable and know their shit. So I got an email from them today, and they said that this letter is from the DOJ. And let me just find it right here. Let's see. Here it is. Ooh. Okay. Please look at this link. She just said, blah, blah, blah. I found the following letter from the DOJ. Please look at this link today. So I clicked on it. Right. And there's this letter that's right here. And wait, I went wherever the hell you went. There you are. Let's see. Oh, no. Don't even start this shit right now. Let me see here. Where? Oh, you son of a biscuit! Still going. Nothing else. That's the Energizer. All right. Is it up there? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can be seen?
Yeah,
Right.
you can see it. I just can't read it.
No, I'm going to read it. It says, from the Attorney General, and it says, subject, upholding constitutional rights and parental authority in America's education system. In the United States of America, parents have the right. Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yes.
My computer's trying to force me into a fallout here. It says, in the United States of America, parents have the right and the responsibility to speak out in defense of their children. The Department of Justice remains steadfast in its obligation to protect the constitutional liberties of every American, especially when those rights are exercised in the defense of family, faith, and the future of our nation. Recent years have seen a disturbing trend in which the state and local authorities have brought radical gender and racial ideology into our public schools while suppressing dissenting viewpoints. Worse still, they have ignored, dismissed, and even retaliated against concerned parents who speak out against these morally and factually bankrupt ideologies and in defense of their own children. The First Amendment guarantees the right of every citizen to speak freely, assemble peaceably, and petition the government for redress of grievances, including at public school board meetings. These rights do not yield to political trends or bureaucratic convenience. While schools must maintain order, such authority cannot be used as a pretext to silence, dissent, or punish parents for expressing their views. Furthermore, parents have a fundamental right to direct the moral and religious education of their children. Schools receiving public funds must ensure compliance with the applicable federal protections, including mechanisms for parents to exempt their children from instruction that conflicts with their family's sincerely held religious beliefs, such as content related to sexuality and gender ideology. As the Supreme Court recognized in Muhammad versus Taylor, compelled exposure to such materials over parental objections may violate federal protections. Any attempt to burden these rights will face scrutiny and action from the Department of Justice. Equally troubling is the rise in abusive conduct by government actors against parents exercising their constitutional freedom. Let me be clear, when school board members, administrators, and other government officials threaten law-abiding parents, they can and will be held accountable. Conspiring to violate constitutional rights is a crime under federal law. Accordingly, I am directing the Civil Rights Division to be alert to violations of parental rights and First Amendment liberties in educational settings. I'm also directing U.S. attorneys to work with federal, state, and local partners to identify and respond to credible threats against parents and violations of their federal rights. We are restoring the rule of law and returning the federal government to the people it serves. This department stands with the America's parents.
Oh, you definitely need to forward that to me. I need to print that shit out because I'm gonna be using that real soon.
So this is dated September 8th, 2025.
Yeah, that's by Pam Bondi, isn't it?
I'm guessing it must be, yeah, because there's no signature on it, but I'm pretty sure that's her signature right here. That's the Pam Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Well, I definitely need to print that out and take it with me.
Yeah. So this is the way the schools have been supposed to be acting over this past year. And I don't believe that they're following that at all. I mean, especially with what just went on with you and the school with your children. By no means are they still doing or holding up parental rights and for all of their provisions of being a family. And they're using CPS as a weapon. But this way, the American people know now.
Unfortunately for them, they can't play the fuck around and find out game as well as I can. Okay, I've been doing it too long.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have. You've been doing it for quite some time there, Tiff. That's why you're my compadre, my partner in crime, my all of these things, because you've got history under you. And I'm trying to.
Yeah, like ancient history.
Yes, you have hieroglyphics in your catalog. Let me see here. I'm trying to pull this up because I did something today. Let's see. I don't know if it just did it or not. F-bomb counter. No, it's not done yet, I guess. Well, that's a bummer. So tonight we have Becca with us, and she's supposed to be telling us about what's your thoughts on this, Tiff? When your case is over, do all of the things that they held against you when you were going through CPS still stand? How does that work?
No, because once the CPS case is closed, unless there's a court order like before CPS got involved, everything with CPS is over and done with. They're no longer involved. They can't enforce anything. But like I said, like if you had a court order before CPS got involved, then it goes back into place.
All right. So that's what Becca's supposed to be. Yeah, we don't want this one. This is not the right one, Darren. This is not the. That's not it. I'll have to redo it. But we got Becca coming out, and she's supposed to give us the highlights on this stuff. But we also have another special guest. But we're going to let Becca come out and do her thing for a minute and introduce us to her guest.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Becca. What's that?
What's up? Got a lot. Trying to turn my camera around on my phone, and I'm a little stupid. I don't know how to do this.
It happened.
Anyways, well, what did you say I was going to talk about?
We're going to talk about whether or not things stay in place with your orders and everything when you get out.
Okay, I was just making sure we was on the same page because I was like, wait a minute here. I was like, I didn't think that's what I was supposed to be talking about today. No, and I was laughing. I was sidetracked because I was laughing so I turned on my TikTok and I went live on TikTok, and I have this one filter on that like makes me wear makeup. Well, it was making you wear makeup.
I must have looked very nice. I must have looked great in makeup.
You had eyeliner and everything. You look beautiful.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen that. I would have been quite happy about that.
So I thought that was quite funny.
Did I look good in
Yes.
the makeup?
Yes, and somebody commented that your eyeliner looked better than theirs. So.
Oh yes, well, perfect. I had good looking eyeliner on, so I'm one of those trans. Call me Trans Darren. Here I go. What So what do we got? Were we going to put that on hold for tonight, and then we're going to call in our guests? Is that what you want to do?
No, I just I wanted to talk about
You can't look at me the same anymore because I'm not wearing makeup.
I can't. Your makeup was just too. It was just. I just can't look at you anymore.
He looks so good at me.
I don't have
Now you
makeup. I only have blue. I can do this. Make it, oh, little hearts.
Please swipe
Yeah.
left to close.
Do some fireworks,
Alright,
but no makeup.
angry.
No makeup.
Why not?
So-
I thought you looked pretty. Oh, I was swiping right, not left. Stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You always swipe left.
Uh,
Always swipe left.
no, but when we talked about last night, when we talked on the topic on it last night, was that, oh God, it's still putting makeup on you. And we talked about it last night about the what was it about if the fact that if they close it, right? So my attorney, so I got into like researching about how it is. So I guess it's really based, from what I was reading, was that it was based in in law, like in your state. So I guess it's kind of different for different states, but like for mine, they literally have what's it called? You don't like if it has to be, it's determined to be in the order itself, like so in the final order. So like say they put like this guy that I had commented on his Facebook post yesterday, he had mentioned that he was essentially made the parent, like he was the other parent, but the mom's CPS case had ended. Well, depending on how the order is written, either the parents can the dad would be able to maybe like extend her visitation or whatever, but it just depends on how it's worded, because some of them, so it's not automatically that now you can just do whatever you want, which is what I was told, and my attorney told me, was that he was like, there's nothing they could do. I mean, because yeah, I guess that was fitting to my situation, but still.
Right. So
Like-
you can't go back and say like, I'm going to get these kids in this custody thing and then give the kids back to the parents. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Right.
No.
Like once you're terminated, you're terminated. And that's a big misunderstanding for people because they're like, oh, well, I'll just go and I'll have my mom win my kids back and then I will just go back and it'll be like nothing ever happened. Well, you can't do that because there are things that say that once you're terminated, it means, and this is the problem. This is a big problem with where they clash with the amount of people that you're supposed to write down on that list that you're saying that you wish your kid would go to. Because what CPS does is they come out and they say, we're not going to give it to this person because they'll more than likely give the visitations back to the child, to the parents, or they'll introduce the child back to the parents in some way. So they try to keep the parents as far away from the children as they possibly can when selecting who they go to in that home, which is kind of a contradicting thing when you're supposed to be allowed to select who you want your kids or who you recommend to them that your kids go to. Like Vincent Davis says, make a list of 25 people, and it's not just in the area, it's through the whole freaking world that you want. You have 25 list of 25 people that you want your kids to go to, and they're supposed to exhaust that list before they go to moving on to someone else. But that's why these things stick. But what I was looking at your question was can people, if the judge says you're terminated and there's no visitation, no one can change that. Once that judge's order's out, that judge's order has to stay, right? Like that's it. There's no,
unless you go back and you can modify it. Now see, that's where it's a little bit different, because it says that it's a very miscommon.
That's what I did.
Yeah, so you can go back and you can have it modified even when your case is done and over with. You can go
of
back
course,
and have it modified.
you can do that with anything, right? You can do that
Yeah.
with any court case.
So I mean, essentially, I don't know how it would work in like TPR cases, but like Tiff, you said that you did that in your case.
TPR. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
She concedes. Hold on just a minute. It says how it generally works. Scenario 1, CPS case is dismissed and the juvenile court closes the case. Now, if the juvenile court dismisses their allegations, like say there's no more allegations anymore. So they just dismiss it because you never had to go through a safety plan, you never had to go through a case plan. It's gone. Then the court's temporary orders issued under that case generally end. So like how mine ended because it was only a temporary thing because my case was just me and my kids. So there wasn't no, okay, well, because they had already given me custody back. So that worked for me in my sense. But there's
Right.
also the court enters a separate custody order because they can do that too. Enter a separate custody order before closing the case. This is where parents often get confused. If before dismissing the CPS case, the juvenile court issues a separate custody order under its custody jurisdiction, for example, granting legal custody to a parent or relative under my state's law, that custody order does not disappear simply because the abuse, neglect, or dependency case is closed. So it says instead it remains in effect until another court modifies it, the juvenile court that it was in modifies it, or is terminated according to law. Parents also confuse safety plans with court orders. A voluntary safety plan is not a court order, as we know, is an agreement between the agency and the parent, generally ends when the agency ends it or when the court proceedings supersede. So it says why parents get confused. Many parents hear the case is closed, they assume every order disappears. Others assume the opposite, that every order remains forever. Neither assumption is always correct. The key questions are who entered the order, what statutory authority was the order entered under, and was it temporary or permanent, and did the dismissal order say anything about continuing prior orders? Those questions determine whether an order survives the closing of a CPS case.
Hey, I want to take a second here. Our lady, Miss Renee, is in the house with Toll and Roll. She's here watching us, guys. So, Renee, thank you. I'm glad. I know you're busy, so thank you for fitting us in. You're awesome. You rock. You guys make sure you go to tollandroll.com. Check her out. She's got a bunch of stuff going on. She's awesome. And I have your video, Renee. Maybe we'll play it at the new break today. Maybe we'll use that at that moment. And then also Mama461, thank you for coming in. Erica, as always, you're the best. And Louie and Susie, thank you guys very much again for the song. We love you guys, and you're great. Rebecca, you got a guest? Let's bring her out.
Sure.
What do we got, Becca, today?
Is she still in here? Where's she at?
Yeah, she's here. Yeah.
Okay. My computer's being slow.
So this is Lala, guys. Hey,
Hello.
Lala. How are you?
Hey, I'm awesome. How are you guys?
We're upright, taking nourishment. It's good enough sometimes. So what's going on with you? What's happening?
My baby was kidnapped from the hospital as soon as I had him. The social worker came in there. I actually had him on a Friday, and then they took him that following Monday. And I didn't think nothing of it talking to the lady because it was the weekend. So I'm like, but Monday came and it was just like taking forever for us to leave. I'm like, okay, what's the hold up? And it was like, oh, we found whoopie whoop whoop in his. I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? So that's when the social worker came, and then he couldn't go home with me. I couldn't even get in the car with him. He ended up leaving. He ended up going with my cousin, but like they said, I couldn't ride.
Wait. What? They took your baby because
I had him dirty. Yeah,
okay.
I had him dirty. They
now, did they ask you? Did they talk to you about that?
No, man.
They never asked you about that. They never asked you if you could, you consented to any sort of a search of yourself or anything.
No.
I just need a spark that, please.
No.
Bruh.
Fuck off, Wilson.
Oh, that was a good one, Becca. We'll edit that out when we do the editing there. The fine parenting of CPS breaking news. So anyway, Lala went away. Becca scolded her kids, and I could just see what an AI would say about this episode. I can already see where this one's going. 30 minutes in, you know what that means. We're invoking the new rule right now. At 30 minutes, we're going to do one of these. Everyone take a break. We'll be right back.
I'm just your average parent trying to do right by my kids. Never thought I'd have to, deal with something like this. It was a regular Tuesday afternoon. The kids' toys were scattered everywhere. Then there was a knock at the door. My heart sank when I saw who it was.
Hello, I'm from Child Protective Services. We've received a report and need to inspect your home.
I didn't know what to do. They wanted to come in, look around, talk to my kids. My hands were shaking. I felt like I was doing something wrong even though I knew I wasn't. But then, I remembered something I'd read online about knowing your rights. I took a deep breath and said, "I'm sorry, but unless you have a warrant, I can't let you in." The CPS worker looked surprised. They weren't used to parents knowing their rights. It wasn't easy, but I stood my ground. I protected my family's privacy that day. Remember, when CPS knocks, know your rights. It can make all the difference.
All right, and we're back to Tiff and the Punisher. Here we are after our commercial break. We are now implementing a 30-minute commercial break, everybody. Lala left. No, Lala's back. Lala's back. Here
Sorry
she is.
about that.
No,
Somebody
no
called
worries.
me, and so it just threw me all the way out.
Oh, look, we are well aware of the phone calls during the show stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Don't you worry about
like,
that.
don't call now. No, for real.
Right. So wait,
No,
so
you
you
said,
were
did somebody ask me? Was they supposed to ask me before they ran that
course.
test, or like?
Absolutely.
I didn't give them no.
What did they
Okay,
test?
because I didn't give them no. I didn't go in there like, you know what I mean, belligerent or nothing like that. I was really like 8 centimeters opened already. My baby actually came early. He was due December 26th, but he had came December 7th.
So did you go to prenatal care? Were you at like prenatal care and everything?
Yes,
And there was
and I got proof of that as well.
And there was no reason at all for them to even come and look at that baby's umbilical, to look at the umbilical cord to see for drugs or
no. I even asked my doctor because I started thinking if my doctor, my OBGYN, I'm like, hey, like I asked her, I'm like, did you call them people on me? And she was like, no. Why wouldn't? And this is one of my doctors, like she's my mom doctor, rest in peace. She's been my doctor since I was 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I even asked her. I didn't want to. I was like kind of embarrassed, but she's like, no, I would never call on you. She said, no, I didn't call. And it's like, well, I don't know what made them, you know what I mean? I even had my daughter at the same hospital, and my daughter was, I was able to walk out. You know what I mean? I was 19, so, you know what I mean? Probably wasn't doing anything.
Well, even back, so
time.
there would have been more of a reason when you were 19 to do this than there is now, where you're more well established.
Correct. I agree with you.
Did you ask for a
But
retest
nevertheless-
of your drug test? Of your vocal cord test?
Did I do what, ma'am?
Did you ask for a retest?
What'd
like
you
a
say?
re-screen?
Oh no, I didn't. At this point, I think I was like kind of like upset. I had got into it with my sister. Like it was just going left, and I just was like man, what's up? Because you know what I mean. Like my sister, she actually worked in the hospital. She was like, girl, we're not here for no fucking weed. And I'm just like, what? Then like, what's the hold up? Like, you know what I mean? So they tried to hit me with this. Look, they was like, oh, your baby got fentanyl in them. I'm like, what fentanyl? Like, you know what I mean? Fentanyl. And so, fentanyl comes from the epidural when you get an epidural. So if anything, so that's what they tried to say. Like, that's why they held, So I was told to go get my medical record. So I'm working on that right now too. But no, I didn't ask for a retest. One thing I never had CPS in my life. Like I've been in foster care when I was a kid and like that. But me as a grown adult, like my daughter is 13 years old. I never dealt with them. So I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what, like, I didn't know nothing. I just felt like they caught me at a very vulnerable time. You know what I mean? Especially on a Saturday, if they wanted to use her, you know what I mean? They say that's a caller. You know how they lie. Nevertheless, they tested. So they didn't let me leave with my baby. So just imagine going home with your breast leaking milk and no baby. Like y'all don't even know how I was. I just was like, I never experienced this shit before. So nevertheless, and then just went home with no baby. So they was like, okay, get into a program and then you can get your baby back. Like soon like that, So I did that, went to court. I didn't know at court I was supposed to fight these whatever they had against me. I didn't know nothing. You know what I mean? No lawyer didn't really explain to me, and this is the lawyer that actually got the baby back. Because I remember being in rehab and they came and looked at the place and the lady was trying to tell me like, oh, we don't know if you're ready to get the baby back. So I was finna leave the program. I packed my stuff up. I'm like, I'm not gonna play with none of y'all. You know what I mean? And then the lawyer, she begged me. My lawyer begged me. She said, Davonna, please go back inside the rehab. She said, please, please. And she begged me. And she was like, I'm gonna have your baby there by Friday. And she did just that. But lawyers end up changing. You know how it goes. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else case like that, but I don't know why I haven't had a set lawyer. Now my baby father's lawyer has been the same. The baby lawyer never changed. Why did my lawyer? I didn't had about 3, 4 lawyers. And then this
Mhm.
last lawyer, I told her that I didn't want her to work for me no more. I fired her, and she ended up she ended up doing the whole trial, being my lawyer thing, and she did a horrible job. Nevertheless, I'm skipping over some points. My bad. So I went to rehab. They gave me the baby back. I did. I had to switch homes because that home didn't work. So they ended up switching me homes, and then so I actually found the home. It was called Stepping Stones in Pomona, and so that home did me. It was real good. It was cool, but I ended up getting kicked out just for playing too much, goofing around. You know what I mean. Like I felt like it was like a group home. Like you know what I mean. I
Right. You
never
weren't
been in
taking.
rehab.
Well, you weren't taking any of this serious because you're just like they just stole my baby. I'll be getting my baby back. I don't even need
But
to
I
do this
had my
stuff.
baby with me, so it was just like, I
Right.
just wanted my baby. So at this point, like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean. I'm in rehab. I'm doing everything I needed to do. I graduated in 1 week. They kicked me out 1 week before I went home. Oh, it was horrible. So I did. I basically finished the program, and they gave me a certificate of participation and not completion. That's
Hmm.
where this is. Even right now, that is still affecting me. Um, because like they're saying that I didn't complete it, and I know that I completed it. Like we all know that I completed it, and even my social worker at the time was like, okay, just go into rehab 1 more month, and then you know what I mean. And I even did that. I didn't want to, but I went back for another month, and I ended up going to 2 because 14 days I got kicked out of rehab. Wasn't working for me. I don't know why. It was just not working for me at all, you guys. Like it was not a friend of mine. But
Hmm.
you gotta.
Well,
At
let me
that
tell
time I
you.
wasn't
Let me
getting
tell you
clean,
why it
so
wasn't a friend of yours. You know why it wasn't a friend of yours?
why?
Because you weren't doing drugs. That's why it wasn't a friend of yours. You weren't doing drugs.
Right, 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 right,
Why
right.
do you want to be in rehab if you're not doing drugs?
Right, 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 right.
You're gonna sit there
Yeah.
and you're gonna sit there and just lie about what's going on.
Right, 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 right.
It ain't me.
But
So mute my mic.
California, weed is legal out here, and
Right.
so I don't know. But nevertheless, me and my baby, he was like 2 months. I had and then not to even tell you, we got in rehab, and I was highly upset. I was highly upset. My baby was only 30 days years old, and the girls in the house gave him influenza, and you know what that is, right? I don't know if y'all was aware of what was going on. It's like it was like right after COVID. This was like anyways, it was a respiratory, like a real bad cough and cold, right? And so we ended up
Hmm.
I caught it first, and then my baby caught it. And so
RSV.
I even had to go to the hospital with my baby. He had to stay overnight. So at this point, you guys gotta know I'm highly upset. So I really don't give a dang about what nobody's talking about, because I feel like me and my baby was on our deathbed, and it's just like I'm forced to be here by some courts, and I didn't even do nothing wrong. Like you know what I mean? Like to me in my eyes, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything wrong, but nevertheless, just being treated like a criminal. Like they make it seem like we just some criminals. You know what I mean? Like, and nevertheless, I ended up going to. So I completed the rehab. I did. They gave me unmonitored visits, and then just up until recently, as we're getting close to the permanency hearing, they took my unmonitored visits away due to a 388 that the social worker and the grandmother filed against me, saying that I'm driving with no car seat, driving with no license, driving on just all these false allegations. That's exactly what they were. False
Hmm.
allegations. I had a car seat. It seemed like his mom tried to pick with me, my baby dad's mom, that's who has my baby. She tried to pick with me on little things, but I just kept like throwing it off. But then it became bigger. Like, oh, okay, this is what you're trying to do for the record for
Hmm.
these people. You know what I mean? Because then it started
Right.
hindering my case to me a little bit, because like they're believing her, because guess what? she's a foster care parent and she's already got the little license. She's already registered to the state and all this other good stuff. But I don't know why you treated me like this. Like I'm your to you were supposed to be your daughter-in-law. You know what I mean? Like I've been with her son 8 years. Like, you know what I mean? Long time. So nevertheless, like I don't understand why she would try to steal my baby from me. That's like very confusing.
Money.
So like I don't
Money.
understand it. I don't understand it. I don't. Even my
Everybody
baby
wants a
father
little
is just
black
like
baby
not
boy.
understanding some things. No, and I start digging deeper. I'm like, okay, so boom, they're not giving me a lot of time because what? My baby's under 2. He's only 1. Okay, he's healthy. I had him healthy too. 6 pounds 7 ounces. Nothing's wrong with my son at all. And I was just devastated. So dealing with that, so they took my unmonitored visits. And I recently they just terminated my reunification services. I just wanted to share with the people and let them know that this can happen to you. You can get railroaded, and you can just get caught up in this thing. And you just like, for me, I'm like I said, I don't know nothing about DCFS. Never had a case. Nothing. My daughter's 13 years old. And I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. My back was against the wall. I just complied. But if I knew things that I wish I would have knew today, I would have definitely been at that first. What is it? The adjudication hearing. I would have been trying to say, oh, that's, you know what I mean? Because to me, to my understanding, they have to prove that I had nowhere to go with my baby. I had no food, I had no clothes, no shelter, and no medical. That I had all that and some. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They never proved that. Even with this last trial at my court date, they put the social worker up there. They didn't ask the social worker nothing about nothing. I'm talking about nothing. They asked everything was based on that 388. So I think that's another thing. They construed in my last hearing with the 388. So it was like a combined hearing. And then they just focused on the 388. I had my witness come. They said my witness was incredible or whatnot because basically because at the end of the day I did have to pay a friend to take me to my visits because like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, people have stuff to do. Here I come with my life and my life stuff. Can you help me do this? All because you don't want me to have 2 hours with my son. Don't get it twisted. My unsupervised visit was only 2 hours. You telling me that my 2 hours with my son 3 times a week was hurting you? You know what I mean? Like with
Mm-hmm.
2 hours, I didn't. Now his dad has 8 hours. 8 hours. We're not even gonna touch on that, but 8 hours, and I only had 2, and so they took my little 2 hours. Nobody's been to my new apartment. I just recently moved to a new apartment, and for the record, the last apartment they tried to say, oh, I didn't have no baby stuff there, no nothing like that. I did have a few toys, but like far as living situation, I took all his clothes and stuff. I had gave it to the granny because I was still because that's where my baby was. So of course
Right.
I'm not gonna have it set up. Like I don't know, the social worker just the way they write those reports, man.
Yeah, you
That
look
is
terrible.
crazy how they write those reports. I don't know if y'all read them, but y'all need to open up y'all mail and y'all need to read those reports because that's where you'll find everything that's not being said or that's hidden under the sun. I start reading those papers, boy, oh boy, my eyes open, wow, like oh my god. So this is what they're saying. Oh, this is what's really going on. This is how they really feel. You know what I mean, like that. So
Mm-hmm.
then these are lawyers. They not nothing either. I just feel like, man, if I had some money, pay for one, you know what I mean? But who got that type of money, 20,000, 15,000 for a lawyer? I know I
Mm-hmm.
don't. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Here's this right here. Check this out. And you don't even need to be a lawyer for this. Because the
Okay.
United States Supreme Court has ruled that hospital workers cannot test pregnant women for use of illegal drugs without their informed consent or a valid warrant if the purpose is to alert the police to a potential crime.
Wow.
The
Okay.
court 6-3 stemmed from a 10-year-old lawsuit brought against the city of Charleston, South Carolina by women who were arrested under a co-op program between public hospital and the police department after positive urine for testing cocaine. But the Supreme Court ruled that the facts of the women's pregnancy and the possible danger to their fetuses through the use of illegal drugs did not change their basic constitutional rights. So there you go. That's what you need to throw up there. But now it's
So what they
matter.
did to me was illegal.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't consent to
Mm-mm.
that,
So I
the
need to be
test
trying
failed.
to sue. I got my little notebook right here because I was hoping that you give me some tips, that you guys give me any type of tips that you guys can, like, to, like, like, what should I do? I asked if I should go back to rehab. Somebody said no, I shouldn't. Like, basically, like, I mean, like, at this point, I don't know what to do. I am stuck at a standstill, but so that was illegal what they did to me. That was illegal, and I should be trying to get my medical documents, and I need to be trying to sue the hospital.
You need to create your own record in the court.
Well,
And how do I do
here's where
that?
the
What's that?
problem lies. Hold on, Becca. Here's where the problem lies. Your name has been in a system forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
They missed you the first time. They weren't going to miss you the second time.
I see. That makes a lot of sense, though.
That's
That makes
proven
a whole lot of
facts.
sense. Yeah, I
You're a
I
product
did
of
the
them.
whole foster care thing to where, you go to college and you get the money for the college. I did all that. So I probably am on their records. I'm probably all through there. You absolutely right when it comes to that. You
Yep. And you know
right. I
what?
kind of believe that.
And you know who pays back that loan? You know who pays back that loan? You did.
What? Hmm.
All that stuff that they gave
Yeah.
you paid it back when it took your child.
Yeah, with my child. Oh my God. Shut up. That's crazy now that I'm looking at the whole thing. Oh my God. Nobody has ever broken down to me like that. That is wow, you guys. Damn, that's deep.
And because they're pulling back your visits, they're going to string you out for 6 months
to get that
okay?
money.
Yeah.
Your next court date
To put
in
TPR,
6
right?
months. Yes.
Not even in 6 months. It's in November. It's in 4 months.
Well, every state is different. Like ours is 6 months. But
yeah, right. Correct.
I will tell you this. If they TPR you, you have 24 months to take it to the federal court to have it overturned. Okay. But I will tell you this too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If they TPR me, because don't I gotta go through another trial and I gotta go through another court date and all that other stuff to get TPR?
Yeah, well, not always.
Okay,
They have a
correct.
back door. They have a back door here in Virginia. Okay, so don't think that because they don't in Virginia they don't
Okay.
even have to notify you.
Wow. Okay, and I am calling out of California.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
They're
look it up
definitely-
in California.
They're definitely looking to,
Okay.
they're definitely looking to that's where they're going with you. They're dropping your visits back. You went from having a
And then it's crazy because they terminated both of our reunification services, even my baby father's, and I feel like he did everything he was supposed to do. The last thing he had to do was individual counseling, which is he recently went and he doesn't even qualify. Have you ever heard of something like that? Like he doesn't qualify to get to get individual counseling?
Yep, I've heard of that.
Have y'all heard that? What do you do if the person doesn't doesn't need therapy? How do y'all go about that? I told him to get a documentation.
I mean,
from
have it
him.
in writing.
How do you go about that?
Have it in writing.
If you don't qualify.
Have it in writing, and essentially they can give it to the court, but they more than likely won't give it to the court, and you'll
No,
be
because
they're non-compliant.
Right, they're going to say that he refused.
Yeah,
but I also
Wow.
want you
even if they.
I also want you to
that's
understand that
Uh-huh.
because grandma has the baby now does not mean
Yes.
that she's going to be able to adopt this baby. They could move this baby.
Okay.
You have to understand that they don't play by the rules at all.
But she's already registered with the foster
It
care
doesn't
people
matter.
and stuff like that. It don't matter?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Any child 5 and under
Mm.
is adoptable
Yes, ma'am.
because there is no bond.
Wow. Mm.
have you gotten
I
have
wonder
you,
why that court they kept saying adopt this, adopt that, adopt that. I'm like, man, I'm like, ooh,
Have
I'm
you
like,
gotten-
I hope this lady not trying to adopt my baby. But basically, he can go back into the system. He can go into the system now.
have
Yeah,
you
they can
gotten
put it
a
in foster
bond
care.
study? Have you gotten a bond study done?
What? No. I wonder why that. Nope. I was looking into that before they told me. Just doing my just doing my research, and they haven't did that. They haven't mentioned nothing about that right now. I'm just like I said, the reunification services have been terminated, and then I haven't talked to no social worker. I'm still getting my visits, which are supervised at a park, but no, they haven't said nothing about that. So I'm guessing that, like what you guys are saying, they're trying to go to that next court date within. Right now, they're looking for permanency planning, like where you want to be
what
placed
is their
at, right?
reasoning? What is their if you're doing these things? What are they saying you're not doing enough of? What's happened that they're saying you're not doing enough of?
They said that basically I got fed up, so I stopped texting for him, and that probably is the main thing. But I stopped. I'm not gonna lie, or you know what I mean? Because I felt like it just drained me so much, and it's just like I was an outpatient for a year, mind you. Like, how did I get to unsupervised visits if I didn't comply with you guys? So once they what happened? Once I seen this is what happened. Once I seen I couldn't win the fight, that the grandmother was going to start putting this false narrative out there. I just I don't want to say I gave up, but I just was like, to hell with it, because they're going to listen to her over me. I had the judge. My judge never even like. The judge gave me 2-hour visits unmonitored. That's the only thing that judge ever gave me. But she never was on. She never looked at the whole. Even when I said I don't want my baby to go out of town, state, she still let my baby go out of state and out of town. So you're not for me. If I told you I don't want my baby going out of state and you still let him go out of state, you're not my judge. You're biased. So that's how I feel. This is how I feel. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. Why would you ask me if he can go out of town and I tell you no and you still let him go?
Well, here's the thing: the judges are all in on it. They decided your case before you ever walked in the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Because they have agreements to say they can do that. They are 100% legally allowed to do, even though it goes against their judicial canon. Because their first judicial canon is that they're supposed to have appear there is to appear to be impartiality, no bias, and
hold on, Becca. There's echoing, and it's
I know, I hear
it. Does somebody do you have a phone on?
It's probably Darren.
No, not me. I don't hear any echoes.
No, there is one.
I hear echo.
Let me see. Hold on, I'll find out.
But
Hello?
the canons.
Hello.
Okay, is that better? Okay,
I can hear you guys.
Okay,
Must be off her speakers.
Okay, yeah. But it says that essentially they're allowed to. They're not supposed to do these things, but then the agreements essentially say that they're allowed to violate their judicial canons. So I mean, what's the resolution? And I've come to find that it's literally, you can bring it up and say that the judge, I mean, you can put in a complaint on the judge. You can file for due process. I mean, because you're not even getting due process. I mean,
how can I do that? How can I do that? So you say that last word. I'm writing this stuff down. Y'all don't even know. So you said I could file a complaint on the judge.
Don't even worry. Hey, Lala, don't worry about it. It's on the internet. It'll be there forever. Don't even worry about writing it down. You can rewatch the show.
And you can always message me and I can just speak again.
Okay, cool. Look, I always take my little notebook and stuff, because like people be having good information, and some people that don't know, they really don't know. Like I was somebody that really didn't know or whatnot. You know,
I was the same way 5 years, 6 years ago.
Right, and now you know, huh, Becca?
I think she needs a federal injunction on family court to tell the judge, you need to give her due process. Because once an injunction is put in place, the federal courts basically tell the lower courts, you better act right because now we're watching you.
But she has to go to appellate court first, right?
No, she does not. She's asking
not with an injunction.
Right. She's asking a constitutional question.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I understand now. I didn't know because I know
Tiff, she could probably even go back further than that about the whole umbilical cord thing.
Yeah, because I mean that's essentially Alicia's case all over.
Okay, so let's start
the damages.
Yeah, tell me what to do.
She's got damages.
Tell you what to do.
The problem with that
with it
is
go ahead, Tiff.
now you would have to file the injunction on a constitutional violation, due process, your Fourth Amendment right to privacy. You got that paperwork, or Darren can get it to you about the umbilical cord. Um, and did they even have a removal order when they removed your child?
I tell you that.
Court order.
So they I signed the safety
Okay,
plan with the
so wait a
social
minute,
worker.
wait a minute. I'm
Okay.
asking. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa. It doesn't matter if you signed a safety plan. They removed your child without a court order,
yes.
which is a violation
Violation.
of the Fourth Amendment under the seizure of the seizure.
There you
Um,
go. Bam.
it I'm flustered, but it's an illegal seizure under the Fourth Amendment.
There we
They
go.
have to get a warrant. There's 154 cases out there, and it's right in there.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's what it is. Illegal seizure. Yes, yes, ma'am.
So,
Because when
and
they
here's
came to
the
the,
problem.
that's why I was like, I never seen it happen before. I usually see people go, maybe then they follow up at the house. Why is it so that I could not leave them from that hospital? I mean, I couldn't even get in the same car with them. They had to have my other, I had another cousin.
Oh no, they do it all the time.
Oh, so
And the
mad.
hospitals
See,
actually
this is
contract with CPS too, as well. So,
everybody does.
well, yeah,
Yep.
everybody.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Schools, daycares, hospitals, doctor offices. When you go there, you're trapped. Okay, you are literally trapped. You can't where are you going to go? And they know it's an illegal seizure under the Fourth Amendment, but they don't care because they believe they have immunity. But here's the thing: you have to, and I don't care who you are, you have to have a good rapport with everybody, right? I'm the biggest bitch in town. I will be the first to admit it. But I will tell you this: as long as you're not a CPS worker, I can get along with you.
Mhm.
If you're a CPS worker, I'm done. I don't have shit to say to you. Call my lawyer. But that's what they do. You're not the first person that has left the hospital without your baby. They've done it here plenty of times.
Done it in Indiana.
The only difference is I'm here, and they might take them on Friday, but Monday I have them out.
Yep. They did the same thing to me, and I'm in Ohio.
You're where, Becca?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. Yeah. So what my first step would be, you said to do what now? You said to get them and you said something about it.
Federal
You said
indictment.
so I,
Our federal
and
indictment.
yeah. And so how do I
Yes. And well, you can go to uscourts.gov,
mm-hmm.
go to civil, it'll say civil forms, and go down to where it says injunction, and it's got directions. If you need help, Becca can help you since you're in touch with Becca. And you file it in the federal court.
That's your mic, Tiff. Oh yeah.
No, it's your speakers. It's your speakers that are feeding back. I'm just muting you as they go out. When I watch your lips move, I unmute you. So there we go. So yeah, I would talk to your attorney, even though they're not going to do shit for you.
As we all know.
Because first of all, you can't do anything without them when they're representing you.
Yep.
So you need to deal with that first, especially in California.
She's in touch with Wallace Pate as well, so she's getting some information as far as, with California.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna see something here. Hold on one second. Let me go. I'm gonna see if my friend's available right now. Let me see if I can get you to talk to him. Hold on. I'll be right back.
I see your message. Same game. Here's the thing. Doctors can also take kids into protective custody without a court order. Okay, they can. But you have to have a good rapport with your doctors, right? I can't even stress how important it is to have good rapport with these people. And I know, and doctors have called. My daughter had a nurse call on her after two doctors saw her.
It doesn't
But
even
you
matter
can
about rapport,
also,
realistically. I mean,
well, yeah, it really does, because I'm going to tell you this: if your doctor knows the type of person you are, like
mhm.
I'm the same all the time, right? I talk to
Yeah.
everybody the same. Um, and when you look at their medical reports, I swear to God, these people should just rent me a room in their office, okay? Because I'm like in there every 2 weeks, okay? I'm like, hey, I got another one. Um, but if they know who you are and how you are, then it always fares better for you at the end, right? Like I
Mm,
know a couple of doctors here that actually have gone against CPS and was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm looking at their medical chart right now, and these children are well taken care of. I mean, I've had doctors literally step up and help parents that I've helped here,
mhm,
and thank God that, again, they had a good rapport with their pediatricians. So you
mhm.
really got to have a good rapport, like with your daycare worker, the principal,
Yeah.
the teacher. You know what I'm saying? It
Well,
all
and I mean, and
depends on your demeanor.
a lot of those people too are mandated reporters. So like me, like, okay, when I took Mason to that psychologist appointment, I took him there and I'm sitting here like, wait a minute here, like she literally, the first time ever meeting this woman, first time Mason ever met her, and they said that the hospital, it was because of the hospital, because the hospital couldn't get the right information. I apparently they reported that I hadn't been there, and I'm like, wait a minute, and they told him that 3 different times. That is a freaking problem. That is a communication problem. Now I had to go and I had to prove to CPS that I had taken him. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. But because the hospital couldn't do its job and its due diligence, obviously and apparently, I had to do it. Now, don't think that they ain't gonna get a nice ass ripping from me when I do get a hold of the psychologist's office, because she called me, the lady called me, the supervisor, and she apologized to me for like 10 minutes and apologized about how sorry she was of this whole misunderstanding. And I'm like, it's
Yeah,
not
but
your job. It's not on you.
it's
That's on
not.
them.
But but here's the thing: it's not a misunderstanding. That could have literally ripped your family apart.
That's what I
That
said.
The harm is already done. Why are you
Yeah.
apologizing?
Yeah.
Right? Like the school board called me, right? We
Mhm.
just want you to know that he can come to the school and get extra, whatever, whatever. I said, oh, you mean the same school that breached my contract with them? Oh, you mean the same school that turned me in for medical neglect? No. Now she's gonna say, well, I can scan in the contract, and my exact words to her were,
Why weren't they
I think
already?
it's just a little too late, and the harm has already been done.
Yeah, no doubt. And
I
I
even
mean,
sent her my book. You need to read this.
and essentially, and that's what, that was my whole point, because when I took it, because then I took him back to that same psychologist's office the next week, and because I wasn't gonna deter on his care, so I'm like, okay, I'm like, he still needs to go see a counselor, so I'm like, okay, so I take him back there, and I literally had a letter written to them and to the hospital telling them that their miscommunication can end way differently than it did, and that is a freaking problem. And they can destroy families, because that was my immediate first freaking reaction. I was like, what if somebody wasn't like me and did their due diligence and sent emails and kept, and was like on them? Like, what about like me 6 years ago? Like when I didn't know and I didn't have any knowledge and I didn't know how the process worked. Like somebody could easily, and I guarantee you, people fall into that trap every freaking day.
We want to do a documentary of some sort, or a whole show on, and I want it to be called The Dangers of Mandated Reporters,
Yeah.
because they really don't know what happens after they make that phone call, right?
Nope.
Like they might get a call back. Ah, yeah, we founded it, or we unfounded it. Well, first of all, when you make that phone call, do you know the destruction and the domino effect that you are just causing these families? That's really big, and we need to do it before school starts,
And
because,
I
again,
literally told the psychologist that. I explained it to her, and the look on her face was like, she was like caught off guard of just like about everything I was telling her. I was like, do you not realize the damage? I was like, that you're not, I was like, you immediately make me red flag central and immediately just like, I'm on edge. And then my kid is like, my kid has already dealt with it once. So then that brings back the trauma from that. And then it brings back the worry. My kids, and I told her, I was like, my other kid is literally asking me, Mom, are they going to take us again? Like, do you not see what you're doing? Like they're that, like, that's not okay. And her look, the look on her face was like, she was dumbfounded. Like she had no idea.
The way I explained it to some mandated reporters who are friends of mine, by the way, I say, when you're dealing with CPS and your kids have been traumatized, I said, I want you to look at it like this. CPS is a rapist. They've raped your children. They're home. You're trying to protect them. And then that knock comes back on the door. And guess who it is? The rapist is at the door. So what did you just do? You made them relive all the shit that they went through the first time.
That's what I
said. Just imagine that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, look, I was like, do you not? I was like, you don't even know what one single call does. I said, even if it's unfounded, even if it literally, I was like, or a miscommunication from the hospital. I'm like, that is not a miscommunication. I said, that is a dire error. I said, that y'all need to fix. I said, if I can help you fix it, I will help you fix it. I said, but there needs to be a procedure. And because literally the CPS worker is telling me that she hadn't got a report from them, an updated report from the psychologist office. Mind you, the psychologist office had called 3 different times to give the report. And nobody was there to take it. And then she left messages, but it didn't get back to the worker. So the worker literally, she ended up texting her cell phone and was like, did you get my updated report? The hospital gave us misinformation. Received. Thank you. That's what she got back from the CPS caseworker. And I was there and I saw it on her own phone because she showed it to me. And I made sure that the CPS caseworker knew that I did see her confirmation text message.
Oh, yeah. That when I sent his medical paperwork, received. Thank you. Yeah, of course. What, do you think I'm stupid? This is not my first rodeo. Okay. My oldest child will be 38 next year. She's close to 40.
Yeah.
And I got 10 little grandkids running around. I got 10 little gremlins running around me.
Like, and literally, and I said, hi, Madison, this is Becca Garrison, Mason's mom. I was just following up with you as to your position on the closure of this unwarranted case after the disclosure of Mason's discharge paperwork, because I had to send it over, mind you, and the formal report made by Nicole yesterday, correcting the original report, in which you confirmed to have received. Please provide me with an update. Thank you. Hello. We got the updated information from Nicole, and we'll be closing the case. Thank you. Like, you're salty. Okay, you be salty all you want, but I did my due diligence. Because I'm not going to let you people come in and destroy my life because somebody made a false report.
Yeah, and that's the danger, right? It's not just mandated reporters. It's people who call all the time.
Yeah. Scorned spouses. I mean, just grandparents. I mean, anybody. I mean, these reports are just essentially like some of the reports that I have heard people be given on people, and I'm like, where in the common sense do you think that is even possible? Like, does that even make logical sense? Like that could happen that way? Come on now, guys. Like, you have got to be kidding me right now. Like, their one whole thing on me. I was forcing my teenage kids to eat moldy food. Are you stupid? Forcing teenage kids who are bigger than me to eat moldy food. Okay, yeah, I'm right on that, guys.
Most teenage kids don't even eat leftovers.
Right. I'm sitting here, moldy food? Really, guys?
Yeah.
Moldy food. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I'm like, and teenagers at that. I'm like, I can understand, like, if it was like a little kid, they didn't know, what they were, you know what I mean? Like, you could maybe get away with that. But essentially, like, teenagers, they're going to look at it and be like, what? They look at normal food and say that. Like, what is this? Like, what do you mean? I'm forcing them to eat moldy food. Are you freaking for real? Like, you guys.
And if you want to be fair, cheese is mold.
Cottage cheese, sour cream.
Any cheese, yeah, sour cream, yogurt has some mold in it, right?
Yeah.
Like our food chain is not that great to begin with.
No. Because the preservative, and then they say these preservatives, but these aren't preservatives. They're not to preserve to keep your food even better. I mean, that's what you got a refrigerator for, and an ice box. I mean, come on, guys. Like, just put it in the refrigerator. But that stuff generally isn't good for your body, anyways. So, well, I can't understand, like, just some of the claims that people make. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's gonna believe that you feed kids more food? Like, my daughter, when she was little, I always used to say she's a little trash digger. She'd be taking stuff out of the trash and be like, what are you doing? Get out of the trash. Like, she was like the dog. I'm like, and I'm like, where'd you get that? I'm like, oh my God, no, take it. Like, immediately. And like, it could be sitting on top, nothing be wrong with it. And she just literally like pick it out. I'm like, Graceland, stop it. Like, you have got to not do stuff like that. She just walked around. She didn't care. But that's because she was little. She didn't care. She didn't have that thought of, oh my God, moldy. You know what I mean? Like, but it wasn't ever moldy. It wasn't ever make her sick. I mean, if you're going to eat, I couldn't even imagine to eat moldy food. The taste wouldn't be good. That would, I see moldy food. Mommy, the little British kid is here.
Yeah, he is. I hope you can help your friend. They like everybody, unless they're people like us. She was railroaded. She was already in their system. They missed her first child, right? And now that child's 13. So of course, what are they going to do? They're going to take the newborn.
Yep. And I mean, and it's sad. And essentially, she is just like, you know, she doesn't know. You know, we're sitting here, we're talking like, you know, this is normal for us, you know, because we're having a conversation about stuff that we all know about, because we all have literally dealt with it, and we've just educated ourselves. And that's what I was trying to tell her, like, before the show. I was like, you know, we do like a pre-show or whatever, and I was like, you know, but we essentially, I was like, we know this, because she's like, I want to become an advocate. And I was like, you know, you have got to, I was like, if you want to do that, I was like, you have got to know your stuff. I was like, because they will chew you up and spit you out. 100% they will. I said, they will. And she's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, 100%. They will chew you up and spit you out. Because let me tell you, they think that they know, and they think that they have all this power. But then when you knock them off their pedestal, that's when they're like, whoa, wait a minute here. You have to be willing to do that and prepare for the retaliation, because it's more than likely going to happen. Sorry to tell you, but it is. Like, and there's nothing you can do. You can either do nothing and possibly be safe, maybe, not always, because that's not always true either. Or you can stand up to them and be retaliated against. You really lose in either situation. Like, so you're just screwed all the way around. But I mean, at least if you're doing something about it, you're not just sitting there with idle hands.
Did you talk to your friend?
Yeah, I tried to get a hold of Vince, but he wasn't available. So I don't know. We'll keep that out there and see if we can't keep that open doors for him. See if we can't help her out with the California law stuff. Do you guys look at these comments on the side here? That I'm gonna guess, I don't want to say this wrong. Say Megan 1107. When one of the guardians took my youngest daughter to have her shots done, somehow the doctor's office had no record. We had to take her in, I don't know how long. So it looked as though we were neglecting them by not bringing them in for appointments. They had to settle what they could prove, which was unlivable conditions, because COVID made donating or even throwing things away almost impossible. But this whole thing on the bottom here about the record of being at the doctor's office, that's what they do. That's the games that they play. They'll say, oh, they weren't at the right doctor's appointments. They weren't at this. They weren't at that. And it's just bullshit. You know, it's all bullshit. That's what they do.
As long as you have a paper trail and a record, prove them wrong. You can do it because I did it. I mean, I 100% was like, oh, no. I'm going to email this woman. I'm going to email this caseworker. I'm going to email, even if it's in the portal, my chart, whatever. I don't care. You essentially can reach out to them. You do not have to speak on the phone. That's what I did because I was like, you know what? No, I'm not calling them, because I even told my husband was like, when she called me and I missed the phone call at 4:30, my husband's like, you better call her back. I was like, I'm not calling her back. I'm going to make a paper trail. I'm going to message her in the portal, which is exactly what I did. And thank God I did, because they referenced that. She's like, 20 minutes later, you had literally messaged her back and said, she's like, but she's already gone for the day. So she didn't get it, but she got it the next day when she came in. But that created that paper trail for that whole instance. I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't talk to people on the phone. That's why.
Yeah, we say it all the time. Email only. That's it. No any other interactions. Email only. You have your record, and that's it. And that's it for tonight, too, guys. So thank you very much, Lala. Good luck with you. Becca will be in touch, I'm sure. As for us, we'll be back tomorrow.
Stacy's coming on tomorrow.
Okay, Stacy's coming in tomorrow, so we'll have Stacy with us. That's gonna be great. It's gonna be good stuff.
Yeah, I talked to him today.
Okay, so he's coming in tomorrow. Okay, cool. Excellent. We haven't heard from Stacy in a minute. So Gabe, make sure that you guys are here tomorrow looking at Stacy and us. But as for us, we're out. Becca, Tiff, you guys have a good night.
You do.
And you guys out there, thank you guys for coming in and watching us.
The CPS. Straight out of family court. Crazy motherfucker named Punisher. From the gang called Parents with Attitudes. When I'm called in, I got a warrant check. But these CPS bitches still try to snatch kids.
Yo, fuck the CPS coming straight from the underground. A family man get respect in my town, but these caseworkers hate when we stand up proud. Snatching kids for quotas, yeah, that's how they get down. Searching my house without a warrant in hand. Lying in reports, got the judge and they plan. Fabricate the danger, say the kids ain't safe while they trafficking babies for federal pay. You think you above the law, bitch, you ain't God. We record every visit, expose every fraud. Fuck with my family, get your career erased. Parents with attitudes, putting fear in your face.
Fuck the CPS. 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 Fuck the CPS.
They got the power to take your seed, but we got the power to make them bleed.
Fuck the CPS. Fuck the CPS.
Here's a little story about a worker named Trish. Lied on the stand, got my daughter dismissed. Said the house was dirty, said I smoked that green, but the drug test came back cleaner than they dreams. False allegations coached the kids to lie. Now they in foster care, getting molested at night. System getting bonuses every time they remove, while real abusers walk. That's the fucking truth. We ain't taking this shit lying down no more. Upload the docs, let the Punisher score. Analyze the lies, hit them back in court. Parental rights, that's what we fight for.
Fuck the CPS. Fuck
the CPS.
Fuck the CPS. Fuck
the CPS.
Fuck the CPS. Fuck
the CPS.
They got the power to take your seed, but we got the power to make them bleed.
Fuck the CPS. Fuck
the CPS.
The revolution coming, better run and hide. Every Terminator parent riding on the side. From California to Maine, we connecting the dots, exposing the corruption, connecting the plots. CPAs think they untouchable, think again. We got recordings, witnesses, and the truth as a friend. App in your pocket, analyze they lies. The Punisher rising, watch the system die.
Fuck the CPS.
Parents with attitudes, we ain't going nowhere.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?